Imagine, if you will, that 85% of software development projects are delayed because of poor coding practices. A staggering statistic, isn't it? This brings us to the importance of recognizing and avoiding common pitfalls in coding, which not only enhances the quality of the software, but also streamlines the development process. First on the list is ignoring code comments. The lack of comments in the code is like a novel without paragraphs. It becomes laborious to decipher. It's crucial to sprinkle your code with comments that explain the logic and purpose, making it welcoming for anyone who visits later, including your future self. Moving on, using unclear variable names is akin to naming all your pets pet. Imagine calling out and having every pet respond. Variable names should be descriptive, shedding light on their purpose and use in the code, thus avoiding any confusion. The third habit to break is not using version control. Skipping on tools like Git is like trying to bake a cake without a recipe. You might remember everything, but one missing ingredient can ruin your masterpiece. Version control saves the day by tracking changes and facilitating smooth collaboration. Next, we have the habit of copying and pasting code. It's tempting to use a snippet that works, but without understanding it, you're essentially planting a tree in your garden without knowing whether it's a flower or a weed. It's always better to refactor reused code into understandable functions or classes. Fifth is the overuse of global variables. This is like leaving your belongings scattered all over a hotel room, making it hard to find anything when needed. Minimize the use of global variables to keep your code tidy and maintainable. Ignoring error handling is another bad habit. It's like setting off on a road trip without checking your car's brakes. Always incorporate robust error handling to prevent your code from crashing unexpectedly and to provide clear, actionable feedback when something goes wrong. Not testing your code is akin to not tasting your food as you cook. Just as taste tests can save a meal, writing unit tests can catch bugs early in the development process and ensure your code behaves as expected. The eighth point is ignoring code formatting. Inconsistent formatting makes code as difficult to read as a text without punctuation or capitalization. Adhering to a consistent coding style and best practices enhances readability and maintains order. Not refactoring your code is like never cleaning your house. It might be okay for a while, but eventually the clutter affects functionality. Regularly refactoring improves both the performance and readability of your code. Lastly, the lack of documentation is like assembling furniture without instructions. Sure, you might figure it out, but clear documentation can guide users and other developers through using and understanding your code efficiently. In summary, these 10 bad coding habits can significantly hinder the development process and the functionality of software. By commenting and documenting your code, using clear variable names, embracing version control, understanding the code you use, limiting global variables, handling errors adeptly, testing rigorously, maintaining consistent formatting, and regularly refactoring, you elevate not only your code, but also the entire development experience. Remember, good coding habits don't just build better programs, they build better programmers.